Today, we're going to be looking at country to city, and this is going to help us look at online resources and the different text features that many websites will have. And so, this will be what we call a reference site or a reference source. So, we are looking at the different features and how we can learn from different reference sources online. So we can find reference sources such as atlases, dictionaries, and encyclopedias on the internet, websites, and websites. Some websites give you different sources in one place. These reference sources use similar conventions as printed sources, and they're organized the same way. They have design features of reference sources, and they help guide the user. And so we're going to read country to city and notice how it communicates facts, where would you find opinions about similar topics. And so we're going to be looking at, this is an encyclopedia, which would be an informational source. So we would find factual information in an encyclopedia. Ooh, that's kind of hard to say together. Okay, country to city. Denise learned a little about Romare Bearden from reading Me and Uncle Romy. She was curious to learn more about his life in the country and in the city. She wondered how the cultures were different. Denise knew that she could look up information about Romare Bearden in an encyclopedia, but she didn't have one handy. She remembered seeing a link online to online reference sources when she was on the internet. It had links to an atlas, almanac, dictionary, and encyclopedia. So you can see she chose the encyclopedia here, and then she went to her search bar, and that's where she chose to type in that name, Romare Bearden. After finding an article on Romare Bearden, she learned these facts. He was born in Charlotte, North Carolina. He lived in Harlem, which was in New York City. He is best known for his collages, but he created paintings as well. And he was part of the Harlem Renaissance, a period of time when African American art flourished. Now that Denise knew where Romare Bearden lived, she wanted to know more about those places. So she's going to look up those places and use her atlas and almanac to look those up. Atlas is going to give you more of a map type view of where things are, whereas an almanac is going to give you information. It's going to give you facts about it. So we can see that North Carolina is on our east coast of our country. And the information she found out about Charlotte, North Carolina. Charlotte is the largest city in North Carolina with a population of 584,658. The state's agriculture includes tobacco, corn, cotton, hay, peanuts, and vegetables. Tourists visiting North Carolina spend $1 billion every year. Popular sports include golfing, skiing, hunting, and fishing. So the almanac is finding that information about North Carolina, just as I had said. And then we can compare what kind of information we get from an almanac versus what we get from like an encyclopedia type base. And then she searched up New York. And you can see that's on the northern east coast. And Denise used the atlas to find the map of New York. The almanac gave her some facts about the state of New York. Denise looked at the information she had gathered and saw some differences between the two places that Romare Bearden had lived. So, information about New York. The largest city in the state is New York City, which has a population of 8,085,742. New York City is a leader in manufacturing, banking, and book publishing. New York City is a popular travel destination in the state of New York. And the state produces grapes, strawberries, cherries, pears, onions, potatoes, and dairy products, sorry. So if Denise was wanting to travel to New York, she could read online accounts or tourist websites that communicate recommendations or opinions based on experience for what to do and see while during her visit. And so these are just some resources that you can use online to better understand different pieces of information.